Hey, Mr. Larry, how are you this morning? Thanks for taking time.
I'm good, Robert. How are you and Aaron doing?
Excellent, sir.
The Glover bill before appropriations today would move the $100 million for the inner city connector back to the Jimmie Davis Bridge. Is that accurate?
No.
Oh.
What? And that's why I'm calling him, because it's a lot of misinformation. John Stefanski and I got together. Tanner McGee had a bill to move some of the BP money, settlement money, to some road down in South Louisiana. Stefanski came to me and said, would you help me get Lafayette to New Orleans? I said, if you'll help me get Freeport finished. And his answer was, well, I thought Freeport was through. I said, no, we've got a pretty significant area there in Freeport. He said, I'll do that. So we got the $1 million for mine, and he got $1.5 million for Lafayette South. I went to Barrel Peacock, and Barrel took it, got the senators, and I'll mention is every member of the Northwest delegation, including Cedric Glover, voted for that. Everybody did. So when the money that he's wanting to move was never intended to go there. There's money in capital outlay now to do that. They've had it in there, and I'm not sure why they haven't used it, but it's been there even before all this came up.
So Mr. Larry, pardon me, just to clarify, that there is not legislation.
Oh no, yeah, I think there's legislation forward to do that, but it's incorrect. It's not.
So there's not a move. Pardon me again. There's not a move by Glover. There's not legislation introduced by Glover. Then clarify what Cedric did.
Well, what Cedric did is trying to stop I-49. That's it. Because the money that it's only going to take about $20 million or $10 million. They were going with a match to fix Jimmie Davis Bridge, and they have that in capital outlay. All that would do was take the rest of the money for I-49 and move it to other projects in South Louisiana, and that's where it was going before. That's why John Stefanski, who is from Crowley, got with me, and we got that fixed. But this Glover bill, for whatever reason, he does that. And again, he voted for the bill when it came out in the House of Representatives. I still got a screenshot of his green light on his name. So I'm not sure why he's doing this, other than there's some other reason, because the Jimmie Davis Bridge is going to get fixed. The money's already there. Basically what he do is just kill I-49, which is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's not a secret that Cedric doesn't want the intercity connector to be built, but the $100 million that was transferred, that was moved from the Jimmie Davis Bridge to help pay for the I-49, Cedric wants to take all $100 million of that and move it back to Jimmie Davis, or do I misunderstand?
Well, it never was for Jimmie Davis Bridge. Never. That was BP money that was going to go for repayment for the damage that BP did off the coast. That was a block of money they had. I just took $100 million of that and put it on I-49 finishing. Never, Jimmie Davis Bridge was never involved in it ever.
When we had Mr. Raymond on 7 o'clock hour, he said, look, however this breaks down, we are going to be able, at least in his mind, to do both, to have the money to finish the intercity connector, the 3-point-whatever miles, and to build a new or repair the current Jimmie Davis Bridge. Do you feel the same way?
No, I think we have to keep the $100 million. Well, think of it, Robert. If you take $100 million, that's a lot of money out of this project. How are you going to? I mean, you got to get it back from somewhere. We got some money coming from the federal government, not that kind of money, and we needed all that money to finish up that remaining area in downtown Freeport. That's what it was for. I'm not sure what Raymond's thinking about. I'll try to straighten him out when I talk to him today. But it's the Jimmie Davis Bridge and I-49 are two different entities. They're funded differently. They're going to be handled differently.
So a vote for the Glover bill today, as Mr. Cruz said he was going to vote yes, would do what?
It could basically kill I-49 project. That's $100 million taken out of that project.
So one of your priorities today, pardon me again, one of your, like number one with a bullet today is going to talk to Mr. Raymond and say, maybe you need to vote no instead of yes. Is that fair?
Well, what I'm going to tell him is he needs to go and look at the facts of this and exactly how Jimmie Davis, because somebody's told him they had to have this to get Jimmie Davis. That's incorrect. Jimmie Davis Bridge is funded, the repairs, already funded. They just hadn't done it. It's in capital outlay. Beryl Peacock can tell you he knows that because he was involved in all that. I'm not sure where all this misinformation came from. That's why I'm calling, because it's misinformation to try to change subject to try to make it look differently, but I'm telling you what happened. I was in the middle of it.
I'm going to read you the abstract so everybody understands what this bill says. It replaces the I-49 Inner City Connector project with the Jimmie Davis Bridge project to receive funding from the Deepwater Horizon settlement. So instead of that money going to the Inner City Connector, it would go to Jimmie Davis Bridge, right?
Right. The problem is they only take about $20 million of that $100 million, and the rest of that money would go back into the funds to fix other projects in the other parts of the state.
We would lose it. Yeah, we would lose the money.
And exactly, we will lose the money. Now, Cedric knows that. Raymond Cruz should know that. He's on appropriations. I certainly know that. So I'm not sure why all this came about. Well, I do know why.
But at the end of the day, go ahead, Mr. Larry. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm just trying to straighten it out. I called because I heard the misinformation. Actually, I got a phone call from a guy, and I heard it, and so I'm just calling to try to straighten it out because I do know what happened.
But there's no doubt in your mind, because it was like it occurred to me right off. There's no doubt in your mind, you certainly feel this way, that the Glover motivation for doing this is to pull a brick out of the wall of I-49.
Yes, that's well put, Robert. Thank you.